I mean, you spoke about now coming out. When was the moment that you decided, you know what, I need to make a change here and start being me? Tell us about, like, you know, people's reactions and what happened from there.
Time allowed me, hell broke loose, lapaya. Kicked me out.
I've heard a lot of lesbians or like gay people, LGBTIQ community speaking about the fact that what are you coming out from? You know, hence why I know it's a shaky term. So when was the moment that you decided, you know what, I need to make a change here?
So coming out, you know, people have coming out stories. I don't think I have one, for the fact that I tried to live my truth as best as I could from a very young age. I think, though, I could safely say that when I started accepting the fact that I am different from my sisters, and I'm different from like everyone, was in grade 6. I had a group of friends. We had so busy ladies club. And I never honestly used that ladies club thing. It was, for me, it was Legends Club. LC meant Legends Club. We watched Special Assignment. We saw people train surfing. Imagine this is my coming out story. We saw people train surfing, and we decided we just so going to a station. When I got there, I told the cousin and they start train surfing and stuff. We did it once. Okay, they did it once with that group of friends of mine, but I became a regular lapaya. Then my cousin, every time he introduced me, never type of thing. I'm like, okay, sharp. If that everyone else can't see. When shopping with my mom, grade 6, like I said, I could choose anything that I wanted. This time around, stuck straight to male section. Like, I'm comfortable with dressing like this, and yeah. But tomboy, I'm like, I do not think that's the term though, but if you want to call it that, then it is what it is. And she was accepting of it. My father had a problem on the other hand. He started blaming my mom, actually. He said that my mom is the reason why I'm lesbian. He started, this guy started accusing my mom of dating our friends. Yeah. So it was a whole matter of when I started expressing myself, because I'm fully coming out. When I started expressing myself as, you know, my true authentic self, it just was a random decision which I'm gonna strictly wear impahla zamachita, and now namachita bayangibona ukuthi ngumchita zamachita sonke la. And yeah, nasendlini dad had a problem when anjalo gym pinches zakho, you know, why are you chilling with friends, why are you chilling with boys, why why, like, he had a lot of questions which, why are you with these people? Like, no, because I mean, do I have to have female friends to, I'm not that person. And he made my life a living hell from there onwards. I think also that's the reason why grade 6 happened, that meeting at grade 6 happened, because grade 8, I made lesbian friends. They were hardcore butchers. Like, you would literally, those people boosted my confidence. Because, I mean, I get the gents part of things, but now the difference was they peed standing, and I've always had a problem with just peeing sitting. And I had to remove myself from that environment because it was triggering in a sense. How do I then go about this? Masses blomido song, they randomly peeing. Now I have to like squat and. So when I went to Pride, made lesbian friends, hardcore, less than like, I know. Yeah, I'm born and now straight to yeah. And they came home this one time, Bazongland, picked me up. They were older than me, way older. Time allowed me, hell broke loose, lapaya. Kicked me out. But I came back the next day because he didn't have much power over what my mom would say. So, yeah, from that day, ngamtshela life drive ukuthi Vethu, this is who I am, and if you can't accept it for what it is, then I don't know ukuthi wenza kanjani, but this is who I am. So in a sense, I think that was me coming out to him, but I've always been out and true to myself, but not as trans. Of course, I confirmed to a life that wasn't mine, and yeah.
So how early do you think your parents, or your mom especially, because you speak, knew Guti?
Young age, ukudlalisa nje. From ukudlalisa, because that's the penny penny. And obviously you dress the opposite gender half the time. But no, it was my everyday clothing. I would literally wear, I'm a short couple, I would literally wear random things that showed, even with just playing my toys. Yes, I had dolls there and there, but I was more, I was gravitating more towards male figures, male things, everything male. And she said that I'm a tomboy. She would actually say, when you were supposed to change roles, because he's a metrosexual man. He's, the true definition of a metrosexual man in all sense. And she just kept on saying it. I'm just glad at the fact that she wasn't ignorant of it. She was accepting of it, and she was supportive of it. But her support sometimes was discreet, because she didn't want to seem as if she's disrespecting my father by allowing me to be myself. So also that actually, that wasn't the nicest thing to witness, because even in separation now currently, because it was officiated just a couple of years ago, after I transitioned medically, it was officiated. And one of the main reasons was you allowed this child to be who he is. He still calls me Palisa, by the way. And I do not answer to all of that shit. Like, honestly, I do not. Excuse my language, but I do not. But that's to accept me for where I am. This was after he watched the show. When I came out to my dad and I don't get along, and I'm not going to even mention the reasons, but everyone else supportive. They even gave me Kamalaga Kamukhelo. That's why it's very important, especially when I practice my spiritual journey, because I'm on that as well, and I refer to myself as Kamukhelo. Kamukhelo was given by my mom. We were playing with names, and she one day just said, and we went to go change my name and my ID number.
When did that happen? The whole changing thing from Palisa to, was it after you'd done the procedures, or was it before?
Home Affairs requires you to transition medically, so that you have supporting documents from your psychologist, from your endocrinologist, breast surgeries and all of that. They want supported documents in order for them to then take you through that whole process of changing. And you can actually do one thing at a time. You can change your name but now with me it had both same time, and I got it in 4 months time. It takes a year. Got it in 4 months time. My mom pulled strings, hence she's my rock, that one. But
so she's been supportive since day one, since primary, since
day one,
throughout this
day one.
This process,
since day one. But in grade 12, I decided to do something for her, because I knew she was never gonna get to see me walk down the aisle in a wedding dress or whatever, and I decided to wear a skirt, go all out for her. I remember after getting my nails and hair done, I was in Capri's, a baggy shirt, and I have this hairstyle like Cassie, and I'm just like, I'm there, man. But it was the most confusing thing for people, because I remember ngayenza rodipote skate, and I lady so it throughout the journey. And now it put me in a position where and there was just a lot of talks behind it. Now I'm eyelash. But yeah, I did that for my mom. And she was in tears because I told her, I'm like, you know, I'm never gonna get to see the side of me. She didn't know what I was planning on wearing for my matric dance. She didn't know any of it. But she saw me grooming my hair and I'm like, nah, I'm interested in cornrows. I just wanna, but only for me to surprise her and tell her with it. And like, surprise. This is for you.
Why was that important for you to do?
Because she had always, thing is, even with her being supportive, right? She had always had this dream that maybe one day goes change. I think she thought it was a phase, but it can't be an ongoing phase. I mean, until matric, and I'm still phasing. So she always had in the back of her mind, because some chats you could hear would, a future with a gent when there's babies involved, and then there's wedding dresses involved, and then there's this and this and that. She was looking forward to a feminine part of my life, stage in my life, and I knew being a figure onto there. And
so you mentioned the matric dance day earlier on, and you in a dress, in a freaking dress, and your hair was done
mini. I made sure it's a mini pootie. I was the only one.
And I mean, we've got like the picture here, and so as you look at this picture, my question to you would be, how does just looking at this picture make you feel?
Well, first of all, I fell. So there's that. 5 minutes into the dance, and bah! So that on its own was just, it was a nightmare, but it was fun. It was, like, I do not regret it. It's something I'd do. Not any time, but yeah. If I were to do it again, definitely would. I looked beautiful. Palisa looked beautiful. But this is a part of me, so even sometimes my I looked, just know that it doesn't disregard but yeah, looked amazing. Having to walk around in that hairstyle and those nails for the next week. Imagine being at tuck shop. Imagine just walking around the quad. Any lap when we pass it somewhere and make sure we see. But I make sure I cut it as soon as possible because yeah, but I feel good. I wanted to frame that dress. I don't know where it is actually. I wanted to frame it. I looked, even the smile, I wore an eye. It was good times. For the first time in a long time, I didn't feel any form of dysphoria. I actually had to come to the party as well. I had to play my part.
I mean, pre this interview here on camera, you had shared something that she even did while you were in grade 3 or grade 4.
Yeah, she actually, in grade 3, we went shopping. And underwears. I'm to this day, I'm a big fan of animated underwears. Every single time. I never go to a shop and not want to buy underwears. Animated underwears. She bought me Spider-Man underwears. She bought me the most cutest pair of underwears, and I never took them off. Because I remember, now that you mentioned this, after that, my cousin, same age, we would exchange underwears. I would wear his, he would wear mine. He's not gay though, he's straight. But he would let me wear his underwears just so that I'm comfortable in that. I actually still, every time. Every time, because it happened for years, until probably grade 7. We would exchange underwears. Yeah. Now that you say.
Sure. Let's go back to you, now coming out as lesbian. Tell us about people's reactions, and what happened from there.
Ikaslami, they've always tried to convince me. Would say I'm gonna get over this phase. I remember there was this one guy who was persistent. He literally was persistent to a point where we even dated. honestly speaking, to a point where we even dated, and it did not make sense to me. Definitely not. Didn't make sense to him. He just was trying to prove a point that mina ngamshintsha lo muntu lo. You know, people were accepting, but there were always this thing in the back of their heads, this is all just a phase. People thought it, angazi why people think this is a phase. I mean, I get this tomboys and all of that, but they were accepting, but they were waiting for it to be over. This guy tried to prove his point. We dated. I was still a gent. Still told him, you and I, bruh. It's a much easier to at the end of the day. If you're gonna love me like this, feel but nothing is gonna change about this. And it's like I want to learn, but yeah. Actually. So yeah. The neighborhood, they were accepting. I was received well for the most part, but like I said, with the people had been waiting for this to be over. I then lost everyone else I regarded as a friend when I started actually showing Gucci this is not going anywhere. So it's just neighbors now, just hello, and that's it. Some of them still insist on calling me Upalisa, which I do not respond to. I sometimes do out of respect, especially elders, but it's always a matter of having to, like, when I set boundaries, I feel guilty about it. And mang bajela no uthi yo ke kya moghetso re ke ya goofy. Then they go back to call me Upalisa. For the fact that my father calls me Upalisa, he allows and opened the door for people to just keep on disrespecting me, because in a sense it is disrespect. I'm not disregarding Upalisa in any way, but to Yamaha is disrespect, because I mean, also another thing, being trans, I hate the fact that when you disclose, you could literally see me and see a guy and talk to me as a guy and whatever. The minute I say, I'm a transgender, how pronouns change. I've lost friends due to that as well. Literally. How did that switch up just come about like that? What switched in your brain? Just because now I'm trans, all this time, all these months you've been calling me the minute you hear I'm trans, and then now it makes me look like I'm an angry person, but in reality, what switched? It's the disrespect. Honestly, for me, it's just a form of
So now you started dating from the guy that you dated. You started dating girls. What was that experience like?
One of the best days of my life, hey? I got to live. I got to... Thing is, being... And there's a huge difference, actually. Being a lesbian, butch, lady, woman, girls approach you. You do not ask anyone out. They literally come to you as later, and I got my fair share of fun. I dated. Hey, I had fun. I had the absolute... I wonder if there's one thing. I think the perks of it was the ladies, bruh. There was a point where I was literally being around and just schemed, and it's not something I'm proud of, but it's not something I'm proud of, but it came with there was later. Literally, you could just be sitting there, and most of them, it was more of an experiment type of thing. But because we experiment, so now you're questioning your sexuality. Because even approached by, I dated older women. I remember grade 9 actually, it was the most confusing year going forward, because a lot of things happen in grade 9, but a lot of good things happen in grade. My first nude from an older woman in grade 9. She was a model, beautiful, so beautiful. She approached me like, I loved it. I loved every moment of it.